always loved music, since the 90s. I'm a huge fan of Timbaland, huge fan of Dr. Dre, Pharrell, and also a huge fan of like beats. Like I wasn't really big on artists at that time, and I was always looking forward to like the next Timbaland production, the next Dr. Dre production, and I just being about instrumentals. But I never thought I was going to be a producer. I thought I was going to play like basketball professionally. Yeah, I would be a software developer or something. And one day, my friend brought this demo version of FL Studio. FL Studio is software I make music with. I mean, for those that don't know, yeah. And he was like, since you're so keen on music producers and stuff, maybe you should try music production and see, if you can do it. And the first set of beats I made were good enough to sell. Yeah, and I remember selling my first beat like shortly, a few days after I started producing, for like 3,000 naira. This was maybe like 2005. Yeah, and I was like, wow, okay. So not only do I enjoy this, I can actually make money from this. Yeah, and I started, and I kept meeting different people, kept meeting different artists in my area, and one artist introduced me to the other because they just thought I was really, good. I also remember putting my beats one day on a diskette. So you know how long this is, yeah. And I wanted to hear my beats in the studio because I was making music with a Pentium 1 PC and those like computer speakers that like this big, like, that's how I was making beats. I didn't know anything. And I always thought like, what my beats sound like in like, proper like studio monitors or in a studio environment where it's like isolated and everything. So I went to the studio and the producer was working there. I know the producer. And I was like, please, I just want to hear my beats. Just give me like 5 minutes. I just want to hear what my beats sounds like. And I remember he was working with these two artists. He was like, he's busy. I'm not going to blah, 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 blah. So I waited until, he was less busy. And I was like, bring this guy, let me hear it. And if I recall properly, he played like, maybe like just 5 seconds of the beats because the way the beat hit the speakers, it was so hard. Like it sounded like better than everything he was doing before. So he was like, man, let me stop this beat before this guy collects all my clients. Yeah, so he didn't really play for long. It was just like taking the sketch. Yeah. Then the artist was working with, they were like, whoa, what that snippet they heard was really good. Like, and I was like, okay, come to my house, come hear more. So it's always been like that, like, just working with different artists, and that's how I met Lord of Ajasa. And Lord of Ajasa was my first like big break in the industry. Did C-drama with Lord of Ajasa, and that's from there I met Jabless, I met Reminisce, I met Rugged Man, met Nice, and from there I met Shank. I just kept meeting people, and here we are today. I can't say there's anything that, there's one thing that inspires me, like, other producers will probably say they like to get intoxicated, or they like serenity, or I don't know. I guess for me, it's just thinking about pushing myself. Like, what's next? What else can you offer? This can be it. Just the thoughts of that like inspires me. Like, there has to be more to you. There has to be more to what you can do. And I always want to like top everything I've done, and that's what keeps me going. Everyone knows, especially like in the industry, all the creatives know that Sarz is not their mate. But everybody is like very subtle about it. So I just wanted to put it out there in everyone's face. Yeah, and I did that, and they all know, because over the past decade, this is me being as humble as possible. I don't think there's any producer, any Nigerian producer out there that has been as influential as I am as regards like the sound. Like music I make is a template to other producers, and they know. Like they're always like, what's Sarz gonna do next? Okay, I'm gonna take this idea from Sarz and make my own. Like I've made over the past decade, I've made so many songs that have been replicated and by other producers, and maybe even score bigger hits than my songs, but they all know like where that source came from. And if this doesn't define that Sarz is not your mate, then I don't know what else will.